The rain came down hard the night Chijioke married Adara. Thunder cracked like gunfire above the small village church, drowning out the hesitant I do that slipped from her trembling lips. Every guest smiled politely, but no one celebrated. The bride's veil hid a face still swollen from tears, and the groom's hands shook as he placed the ring on her finger. Behind their smiles lay a silence heavy enough to suffocate the air. Everyone remembered Obina. Everyone remembered the brother who was supposed to stand where Chijioke now stood. Obina the charming, reckless first son who had died in a fiery car crash 2 years earlier. The same man Adora had promised to marry. The same man whose name she still whispered when no one was listening. From the first night, the marriage was hollow. Adora moved through the house like a ghost, quiet, careful, distant. She never touched Chijioke. She never laughed. Every evening, she sat by the window staring into the darkness, whispering softly to someone who wasn't there. The neighbors gossiped. His mother prayed louder than ever. And Chijioke began to wonder if he had married grief itself. But beneath the sorrow, there was something else. Fear. Adora's eyes flickered at the mention of Obina's name. Whenever someone spoke of the accident, she changed the subject. She never visited his grave. It was as if she knew something no one else did. One quiet afternoon, while Chijioke worked in the small workshop behind the house, his phone buzzed on the table. A message. No name. No greeting. Your brother is alive. He froze. His breath caught in his throat as another message followed a photograph. A man lay in a hospital bed, his face wrapped in bandages, but on his wrist was a familiar silver bracelet, the one Obina never took off, the one that was buried with him. Chijioke's hammer fell to the floor. The noise echoed like a gunshot through the silent compound. That night, the rain returned. The storm beat against the windows as Chijioke entered their bedroom. Adora stood by the mirror, brushing her hair slowly, her reflection pale and unreadable. "Who sent this?" he asked, throwing the phone on the bed. She looked at it, then at him. Her face didn't change. "You found out," she said quietly. "Found out what?" His voice trembled. "That your brother isn't dead." The room fell into a silence so sharp it hurt. Chijioke stared at her, searching her face for any sign of a lie. "What do you mean?" She turned away. "Ask your mother why she rushed the burial. Ask why no one was allowed to see the body. Ask her who she went to see in Enugu the night before the funeral." His heart pounded. "You're lying." Adora faced him then, her voice breaking. "I wish I was." A sound came from outside, the crunch of footsteps on gravel. Both turned toward the window. A shadow moved behind the curtain, tall, broad, familiar. The handle of the front door rattled once, then again, then stopped. Adora clutched Chijioke's arm. "Don't open it," she whispered. The footsteps faded into the rain. By morning, Adora was gone. Her clothes, her jewelry, even her wedding ring gone. On the table, she left a folded note. "Don't look for me." He already has. Beneath the message, smeared in faint red ink, was a fingerprint too large to be hers, too familiar to mistake. It was Obina's. The family compound has turned cold. Chijioke's mother prays louder now, trembling whenever the wind moves the curtain. At night, someone knocks on the gate and disappears before morning. And in the village cemetery, the soil above Obina's grave has begun to sink, as though something buried there is moving. The journey to Enugu was long, heavy with rain and silence. The road shimmered under the storm, the kind that made the world look washed out and dreamlike. Chijioke drove with shaking hands, Adora's note folded tightly in his pocket. He hadn't told anyone where he was going, not even his mother. She had started praying again, louder and faster than ever, the day Adora vanished. Every word of her prayers sounded more like begging than faith, but Chijioke was done waiting. He needed answers. and someone in Inugu, a nurse, according to the message, was ready to give them. The hospital was old and forgotten, half covered by overgrown grass and the smell of disinfectant. Paint peeled from the walls, and the fluorescent lights flickered like dying candles. At the reception desk, an old man sat behind the counter reading a newspaper that looked older than the building itself. "I'm looking for someone," Chijoke said, sliding his phone across the counter. "He's my brother." The old man squinted at the picture, the bandaged man in the hospital bed. He frowned. "We don't keep dead people here." Chijoke's voice hardened. "He's not dead." The old man's eyes flicked to him sharply. Then, after a pause, he muttered, "Ward 7. End of the hallway. But you shouldn't go there at night. The corridor leading to Ward 7 smelled of old blood and dust." The lights buzzed. Somewhere down the hall, a door creaked slowly open and shut again without wind. Chijoke's footsteps echoed. When he reached the door marked Ward 7, he hesitated. His reflection in the glass looked pale and frightened, but he pushed it open anyway. Inside, the air was cold. There were 6 beds, 5 empty, 1 occupied. A man lay there, motionless, tubes running from his arms into blinking machines. His face was wrapped in white bandages. Only his mouth and eyes were visible. The eyes opened, and they looked directly at Chijoke. "Obinna." The man's lips trembled. "You came," he whispered. His voice was faint but unmistakable. Chijoke staggered forward. "You're alive." "How? We buried you." "We, not me," Obinna interrupted weakly. "They buried someone else." "Who?" "Who was in that coffin?" Obinna looked at the ceiling. "A man who tried to kill me. A man Mother paid to disappear." Chijoke's chest tightened. "Mother, she made a deal. To keep one of us alive, one had to be forgotten. I was supposed to die, Chijoke, but she switched me. Hid me here. Paid them to keep me breathing.